Assalamu alaikum everyone on YouTube channel. A warm welcome to everyone. So here in this video, we're gonna discuss about a very interesting topic, and that is from TCM, traditional Chinese medicine. It's quite interesting enough to note it down that Chinese medicine is quite insightful and very useful if you look deep into this knowledge. Or because when you get to know that how many times we crave something and it actually indicating some of the deficiency that we are having in that organ. That's quite really interesting. Wanna know this? So stay tuned with me. We're going to discuss about it in elaborated way. So stay tuned and let's explore it together. So here we are. Let's talk about Chinese medicines. A brief introduction to it. So what happens is that in Chinese medicine, health is being considered as balance between body and the organ vital energy, means the balance between the body and its organs. So it terms as QI, vital energies of the body. So what happens is that when these energies are blocked due to any kind of stress or any reason, it might be some cravings occurs. You might be aware of the fact is that sometimes you crave things like bitter, sweet, and many more. It happens. It's so natural things to happen. So what happens is that in Chinese medicines, that these blocked energies being used as a signal that our body sends to us to cure that, to make you feel aware of the fact is that you are having some deficiency in that. So in this segment of video, we're gonna discuss about how craving indicate the deficiency in these vital energies of your body. So let's get started and explore it together. So let's talk about sweet craving. You might be aware many times we feel like having too much of sweets, or there the craveness of having the sweet or any sweet food, means that craving for sugar or sugary foods indication is that something is deficient in your stomach or spleen. Means when the energies of the stomach and the spleen is not in a balance, so that's why you're gonna crave more sweets. So it happens is that many times you feel like having too much of, feel like consuming too much of sweets. That is an indication that you are having some disbalance or imbalance in your spleen and the stomach. So don't eat too much of sweets, rather than use it in a ways that consume it in a moderate way, but don't too much. So next time when you feel like having the craveness of sweets, it does mean that you are having some digestive problems or something like that. So always be aware. Well, craving the salty food, it does mean that, because in TCM, traditional Chinese medicines, when you crave salty food, it does mean that there is an imbalance in your kidneys or in your adrenal gland, which is responsible for water metabolism and hormone regulation. So when you are not having the balance or the vital energies in a good way or in a balanced way, you are going to feel that you crave more salty foods. So in this situation, don't consume too much of salty foods, as it might be so harmful. Instead of that, you can have the moderate amount of electrolytes in your system, or to moderate amount of water in your system. So this is just a sign of your body to send signals that you are having some lacking in it. And in TCM, it does mean that you are having some imbalance in this adrenal and the kidneys. So take care of yourself in these types of situation. In TCM, it does mean that you are having some disbalance in these areas. So let's move on to the third one, and that is when you crave bitter. Have you ever feel like having too much of bitter food? Like, I want to eat this, I want to eat that, some kind of bitter kind of, you're gonna feel like that, yes, I'm having fun in having those all kind of food into my system. So what does it mean when you crave the bitter food? Let's explore it, why you sometimes crave the bitter food. So when you are having that urge to eat the bitter food, it does mean that your you're having some of the disbalance in your liver, and your liver is not detoxifying in a good way. So this is an indication that your detoxification of the liver is not so good, and that's why you're craving the bitter food. So in these types of situation, you have to know that when something is lacking or when you are having some deficiency in this organ, you need to fulfill that. So it's just the body signal to tell you that something is not working or something is in disbalance. So let's move on to the fourth one, and that is sour food. So it is also related with liver. So when you crave sour food, it does mean that gallbladder is not producing too much of bile, which is responsible for digestion of foods, and it is crucial for a human being. So when you are having the craving for that sour foods, it happens that many times we just crave it just because it's just a signal of your body in TCM, in traditional Chinese medicines, that you are lacking your biles or you are having some disbalance in it. So you can have fix it by eating those all things in a moderate way, so that your deficiency can be fixed or can be cured. So when you crave the spicy food, it does mean that some disbalance occurs in the lungs. And why this is happening? Just because of the sorrow, emotional congestion that you are built up inside. So those people who are very sad or who are not having the energy to express their emotion, more likely to crave this, just because when we are sad, our lungs more likely to get affected. Means sorrow, sadness, grief, and emotional congestions, these all things are the indication for your the craving for spicy food. So your body is having some different kinds of craving just to tell you that something is not good with it. So listen to your body, understand and tune it with it, so that you can develop that feeling from your body and to tune yourself with your own body so that you can understand it better. In life, we have to have that kind of awareness for our own selves. How can we take care of other people if you are not taking care of your own self? That's how self-care, being the self-love. It's not selfish. It's good to take care of yourself. So next time when we're going to make some new videos, you can suggest me what kind of videos that you really want to hear from me. So till then, take care of yourself. Cravings can be cured. It does. It's normal. But when you crave a human being, it have no solution from myself. So take care of yourself and being informed all the time.